Welcome in, guys. Welcome into the Lake Sports Talk podcast here. I'm your host, Big Fish. I want to give a special shout out to our sponsor, Big Fish Collects. If you guys are looking for NFL card breaks, NFL wax and packs and singles, head on over to their TikTok page, Big Fish Collects. Shout out to you guys, okay? Guys, week one, right around the corner. Literally this Thursday, we're recording this Tuesday night here. Thursday, we got Dallas in Philly. We will be previewing that game coming up here. We're going to do some smash, stash, or pass quarterback edition on this episode. Top off-season storylines. We got three that we want to touch on, the biggest ones of the off-season, kind of give our thoughts on that and how it's going to play out this year. We got the top 10 rankings, Big Fish's power rankings for the 2025 NFL season. Review the last season bets. I'm talking the bangers, the long shots that we smacked, and the two that we came literally a you know what hair from banging it. I'm talking $10 into over 1,000. We're also going to review our last bets that we gave out in the Discord for NFL, which happened to be the Super Bowl. We had two bets in that we absolutely loved. And spoiler alert, we went 2-0 on those. Not even a sweat. Well, maybe the Saquon one was a sweat, but we'll get into that later. And then also the Thursday night football preview. Dallas Cowboys taking on the Philadelphia Eagles, defending Super Bowl champs. That is a very intriguing division rivalry matchup. So let's get on into it, y'all. Appreciate you guys for clicking on this video. If you guys like this content, be sure to like and subscribe. Let's do it, baby. Smash, stash, or pass. Here we go. We got the NFL starting quarterback random generator wheel up here. We're going to spin it 3 times and then pick from those 3 guys. So let's get into it. Let's see who number 1 is for us. Spin the wheel. First quarterback on the list is the New Orleans Saints with Spencer Rattler. So we got Spencer Rattler. Number 2 is going to be Minnesota Vikings and J.J. McCarthy. Interesting. 2 rookie quarterbacks at the... I'm sorry, not rookie. Spencer's not a rookie, man. He's got some starts under his belt. But still, they both came from the 2024 draft class. And then Joe Flacco. Wow. Okay, here we go. Joe Flacco, Spencer Rattler, and J.J. McCarthy. Guys, wow. I might be, like, out of my close circle of NFL people like I talk to, I might be the lowest on JJ McCarthy out of everybody. I'm going to pass on JJ. I'm going to smash Spencer Rattler, and I'm probably going to stash Joe Flacco. I think that's it. Joe Flacco, Super Bowl MVP caliber quarterback. I mean, he's got it like on his shelf, you know. There's no arguing that. Man, if you're talking like career wise, that's what you got to do right now. I mean, right? Everybody, like, that's the answer. If you take a snapshot of their career right now, you got to pass on JJ. Hasn't even taken a snap in the NFL. Spencer Rattler has a few starts under his belt from last year. Didn't look great by no means, but hey, at least he's seen the field where JJ hasn't. And then Joe Flacco's got a Super Bowl, on his mantle at home. I think that's the logical way to do it. Now, if we're talking potential, I think that honestly might be completely flipped. You go with stashing JJ McCarthy, smashing Spencer Rattler, and then passing on Joe Flacco. Spencer Rattler definitely is more athletic than Joe Flacco. JJ McCarthy, obviously national champion at Michigan, but that's a pretty interesting first smash, stash, or pass starting quarterback edition there. If these keep popping up like this, it'd be very interesting content. So let me know down below, out of those 3 quarterbacks, who you smashing, who you stashing, and who are you passing on, y'all? Spencer Rattler, JJ McCarthy, Joe Flacco. Drop it down below. Okay, top off-season storylines from the 2024 off-season. I guess it'd be 2024-2025 off-season. So I got like 3 written here. All right, no particular order at all. Aaron Rodgers going to Pittsburgh with DK Metcalf. DK Metcalf, kind of a side note, but also important since they got rid of George Pickens. Micah Parsons trade just happened. That's a pretty big storyline, right? Micah Parsons going to Green Bay from Dallas. At like 5 minutes before midnight. I mean, come on. Like they play this Thursday and you trade him a week before. Shedeur Sanders going in the 144th pick whenever he's projected to go top 5 at one point. And then also I have on here a storyline, Buffalo and Baltimore. When are they going to knock off the champs in Kansas City in the AFC? I believe those are the 4 biggest storylines from this offseason. If I'm wrong, drop it down below and we'll talk about it on the later show, guys. So I want to start with Aaron Rodgers going to Pittsburgh. He's made it clear. He said publicly that this is most likely his last year. I don't know if I believe that. He's following in Favre's footsteps a little bit here with the whole retiring thing. But hey, I think it's really going to depend on how well he plays, how healthy he stays, and how well he just how comfortable he feels out there in that offense. Oh shoot, what's that guy's name? Oh man, it's on the tip of my tongue. What is his name? The OC. Oh man, it's gonna drive me crazy. I know it. I know it. I know this. Pittsburgh, because he was with what's his face at Tennessee. I can picture he's got the nice mustache, beer drinker. Pittsburgh Steelers offensive coordinator. It's like Arthur Smith. I was gonna say Archie. Arthur Smith. Yes, thank you. Okay, Arthur Smith. You got a good run game. You got multiple backs. Solid defense. You got above average, I would say, wideouts, tight ends. You got Freiermuth. You got not George Pickens. I'm sorry. You got DK Metcalf now. You got Calvin Austin. Really interested to see how Aaron Rodgers looks, but also just the numbers that he puts up. Is he going to be a game manager with that Mike Tomlin defense? Are they going to go 500? Are they going to make the playoffs at all? And does Aaron Rodgers come back? I don't see them making the playoffs, but I do see them around that 8-9, 9-8 record. I think it's really going to come down to if Baltimore takes a step back, if Cincinnati's defense improves at all, if their offense takes a step back, talking about Cincinnati, because that's a tough division. I mean, tough division. Even the Browns defense, they are all dogs. I know they call them the dog pound, but just a really tough division. So I think it's really going to come down to if Baltimore takes a step back and if Cincinnati's offense takes a step back this year, for if Pittsburgh's even going to flirt with making the playoffs. Next storyline is the Parsons trade. I've heard both sides of it. I've heard Green Bay stole them. I've heard that the Cowboys got fleeced. I've heard that the Cowboys made a really cap savvy decision because now they have 2 first-round picks in the next 2 drafts, and they can trade up to kind of position themselves for a quarterback or a playmaker that they are all in on. This is a head scratcher, right? Why now? Why now? The only oh my gosh, the only timeline of events that makes sense is that Jerry thought they were going to get this deal done early in the spring, so he wasn't too worried about it. And then when push came to shove, they couldn't get to the number, and he's kind of oh snap, season starts next week, let's just get this guy out of here. That's the only thing that makes sense to me. I mean, he did the same thing with CeeDee Lamb. He did the same thing with Dak Prescott as far as waiting to the last minute. It just makes you wonder if Micah didn't back out of their agreement, but was wanting just a little bit more, or maybe the agent. Honestly, I think what really hurt them in their relationship and the whole getting the deal done is the TJ Watt contract, the Myles Garrett contract. All these contracts, just the level of top paid non-quarterback just kept going up, and finally Jerry Jones is nope, I'm cool with 40, 42 mil a year, not 47 or whatever it was the Packers paid. But if you're a Cowboy fan, I could see being disappointed, but at the same time, this is part of the ride. It's part of having Jerry Jones as your owner and GM and deal maker. And another thing, everybody's talking about how these first round picks you got are really seconds. Dude, you could package that and your first round picks. So say the Cowboys go 7. Let's say the Cowboys go 7-10 this year and they're picking what would that be, 6th, 7th, or 8th? You could package that pick with a 30th in the first round and still move up. That still gives you flexibility on trading and packaging to move up for a guy that you are like in on, like got to have. So I don't understand that argument as far as like it's a late first round pick and you're not going to find a guy of Micah Parsons caliber. Yeah, you're right. But the Cowboys are not going to go, what would it be, 3-14 for a top 2 or 3 pick this year? They're not. It's just they got too much firepower on offense with George Pickens, CD Lamb, Dak Prescott. They got too much firepower not to win at least 5, 6, 7, 8 games. So they're going to be middle of the pack. And then you got that late round first pick. You can package those and move up to a top 5 pick potentially. So I don't really understand that argument. I get it. If you look at it on paper 1-for-1, but this just gives them another first round to package in a deal and move up to get a guy to replace Micah if they like deem fit, or go after a quarterback maybe. Depends on how Dak plays. Maybe they go after a offensive lineman. Should be really, really interested to see what they do next year's draft and the year after that. Also, bro, where did the hate for Kenny Clark come? What? Bro, Kenny Clark is a dog. He is a dog. I gotta look up Kenny Clark stats. Let's just get into this here. Kenny Clark stats. I don't care about his height, okay? He went to UCLA. Fun fact for you. He's 29. He's getting ready to turn 30. That's not bad. Obviously that's older than Micah Parsons, but you can't make that be the end all be all. What is he? I wonder where he's ranked. Like what PFF ranks him. Let's dive into this here, shall we? PFF ranking. I should have had this brought up before. I apologize, guys. We're just getting, knocking the rust off here. We're just getting into it here, getting into the nitty gritty, if you will. Player grades. That's PFF WAR. Interesting. Let's go with player grades. What is he? He's an edge defender, or is he an interior defender? I think he's interior. Yes, he is interior. Okay, he's solid. His best year according to PFF was in 2018, and he's had 2 of the last 3 have been down years, I would say, but still, like 49th out of 140, and you're looking at 48th out of 97. Yeah, middle. Former first rounder, but that doesn't really care. That doesn't really matter whenever you get drafted in 2018 and it's now 2025, 7 years later. He's a solid player, okay? Let's just give it, let's just call it as it is. Solid player. I've always drafted Kenny Clark or picked him up off of waivers in my fantasy league. So we do that bullshit independent defensive player crap. So he always puts up like several points for me, or at least always did. So I got back a solid player, 2 first rounders. You get a guy out the door that you probably weren't going to like reach an agreement with. I'm assuming is what Jerry's thinking, but I don't know. We'll see how it shakes out. Green Bay, you got to win a Super Bowl in the next 2 or 3 years now. I feel like you got to. You either got to win a Super Bowl, or Micah's got to have 1 or 2 really, really, really good years, and you make the NFC Championship game, or at least 1 Super Bowl. You got to, or else you lost the trade. Shedeur Sanders going 144th. Brothers, what are we doing here? What are we doing? I'm as big of a Shedeur fan as you're gonna find in college, man. I was on Colorado Buffaloes a few years ago, opening day when they played TCU. Shedeur, really good college quarterback. I would say, really good. Not elite. Nothing really jumped out to me. I thought he was a great leader, but at the same time, now that I think about it, hindsight being 2020, was that Shedeur, or was that like the Shedeur prime time Deion Sanders pairing? I don't know. I like coming from a guy who played high school sports and also had his dad coach teams for him. I had a lot more confidence, and I was a leader on that court whenever my dad was the head coach. I'll just be upfront and honest. So I really think that has something to do with it. I really think that gives him that extra like it factor, that intangible thing. And then whenever he got into the draft room, he just didn't know the X's and O's like he should have, or at least like the offensive coordinators wanted him to. He just wasn't up to par with that standard for them to be comfortable enough to bring him in with like a first round, second round, third round pick. That was the biggest storyline. You guys remember Mel Kiper going off? That is ridiculous. That's ridiculous. I hope Shedeur Sanders gets a chance to start in the NFL for like a meaningful football game, whether it's for the Browns this year or for another team next year or the year after. I hope he gets a chance to start just so we can put all this to rest and see if he's the guy or not. You know, I mean, he took a bunch of sacks, played pretty bad in the preseason. Was that him? Was that the guys around him? You're supposed to make your team better, but then again, if you don't have that chemistry with people, how are you supposed to uplift them and like drag them to the finish line? So I don't know. I'm shocked he fell that far. I really thought he would go late first, early second. Really, really thought that Pittsburgh would have taken him. But hey, to each their own. That's just 144th is crazy when you're talking about a potential like top 5 pick. Like that's what he was mocked at. Like before the draft, he was mocked at going top 5. The Giants. Like that was everybody circled the Giants right then and there. Browns also. And then he just drops to 144. We're going to have a 30 for 30 on that one day. Like we need to. Called not prime draft time. But oh well. Okay, next top storyline. Buffalo and Baltimore. Knocking off Kansas City this upcoming year. Guys, you literally got home field advantage this past year over Kansas City. It was the year to do it. It was the year to do it. Their offense was not that good. They got lucky in the regular season, and you guys still couldn't do it. Why? What are you doing? That might be your only opportunity to get home field advantage over the Kansas City Chiefs like that. Man, Lamar. Dog. I'm one of your biggest fans, Lamar. I think you're not even a generational talent. I think you're one of a kind that this league has seen. Like, I don't think there's ever been a quarterback like you. People can compare you to Michael Vick. No, I don't think Michael Vick can hold a candle to you. You are like it. I think, honestly, man, if we're going like best games, I think he might be like, if you give me a quarterback that's going to have his A+ game in a life or death situation, I might take Lamar Jackson over all the greats, all of them. Mahomes, Allen, even Tom Brady, retired ones. Peyton Manning, Joe Montana. I might take Lamar Jackson, Action Jackson. If you guarantee me he's going to play an A+ game, yes, 1,000%. Give me Lamar Jackson. But dude, you got to show up in the playoffs, man. Give me one above average playoff performance against a good team like the Kansas City Chiefs. What was his stat line? What was his stat line against Baltimore, Buffalo, 2024 playoffs? Okay, January 19th, 2025, Bills won 27-25. Correct. Box score, here we go. 18 of 25 for 254, 2 tutters, and a pick is what Lamar Jackson threw for. And then rushing, he had only 6 attempts for 39 yards. That's kind of a head scratcher. Derrick Henry, 16 attempts. I feel like they always abandon the run in the playoffs, and I don't know why. I don't understand why teams do that. You got a generational player in Derrick Henry in the backfield. You got probably one of the most electric quarterbacks like on the ground in Lamar Jackson. I don't get it. I forget that game. Okay, so correct me if I'm wrong here. But Lamar, please do me a favor. Show up in the playoffs this year, man. Stay healthy in the regular season. Make it to the playoffs. And somebody take down Kansas City. Like, it's there for the taking, guys. Like, Kansas City, they're not going to lose the game. They are not going to lose the game. But you have to win it. You have to win it. And Josh Allen, I know that you play good against them in the playoffs and you do everything that you can and you still come up short. No excuses, man. If you're playing an A game, you got to make it an A+. All right? Take it to a next level. Take it to the next level, Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson. Just take it to a level. Take it to a level, dog. Just play solid, dude. Come on. It's crazy. All right, here we go now. Next segment. Big Fish's power rankings as it stands today. Now, disclosure, Green Bay is not in my top 10. After the Micah trade, I would probably have them at like 9 or 10. So don't get mad at me, Green Bay Packers fans, if you don't hear me say Green Bay in this. They're a top 10 team now, okay? They're a top 10 team. However, let's just get into it. At number 10, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, guys. Baker Mayfield's back. Chris Godwin's injured, I know that, but they still got Mike Evans, who I probably would guess is going to have a down year. Although Tampa's defense in a weak division, you got Baker. You just drafted that Ohio State wide receiver, Ibuku. I always forget how to say his last name. You got Jalen McMillan too, that you drafted last year, who's also hurt, but still, you got some pretty nice weapons. You got Bucky Irving out of the backfield, who literally took the fantasy people by storm last year. So really look for Bucky to have a growing year. That defense, man, Todd Boyle's down there. Bucks, number 10. Number 9, got the Minnesota Vikings with Kevin O'Connell and J.J. McCarthy at the helm. I am so low on J.J. McCarthy, but so high on this team. Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison once he comes back from suspension. You got TJ Hawkinson. You got Aaron Jones in the backfield. Really, really like this team. JJ, you could have Tobey Maguire in there at quarterback, and I believe this team wins 8 or 9 games. JJ, if you play solid, you're going to win 10, 11, 12 games. JJ, come on, dude. Don't mess this up, all right? If they look good, if JJ McCarthy looks good week 1 in Chicago, Minnesota's going to pole vault up these power rankings here for Big Fish. Number 8, Washington Commanders, everybody's favorite team and favorite quarterback for some reason. Y'all bandwagoners. I don't blame you though, man. JD5 is electric. I got him at number 8. And honestly, after the Green Bay Packer trade, I would probably swap Green Bay with Washington and put Washington at number 11. I'm high on JD5, but guys, look at the teams last year. Look at the teams last year that Washington beat and look at their quarterbacks and then get back to me, okay? They have such a much tougher schedule this year than they did last year. So I think they're going to take a step back. But JJ, he might be like good enough to overcome the upgrading schedule, if you will. Number 7, Houston Texans. I know. Everybody said CJ Stroud had a down year last year, but guess what? They won a playoff game. Are you kidding me? Bro, if my quarterback has a down year and we still win a playoff game, sign me up for that roller coaster ride. My goodness, y'all just need to stop complaining, dude. As long as they got CJ Stroud, Nico Collins there, yeah, they're going to be a top 10 team for me. Really interested to see what they do this year in that AFC South. Houston Texans, number 7. Number 6, Detroit Football Lions with MCDC, Motor City, Dan Campbell, Jared Goff, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Sam Laporta, Jameson Williams, Jahmyr Gibbs, loaded on the offense. Penei Sewell, we all know these names. They got a new OC in DC. They got a young defense that is only going to get better. Hopefully Hutch can come back and play to his level of success that he's had the past few years. I got them at number 6 mainly because of those new OCs and DCs. I mean, they had a hell of a year last year, but then they get bounced early in the playoffs. Maybe they were overlooking them. I don't know. I don't know what happened in that game. But yeah, Detroit Lions at number 6. Number 5. Dude, that's so funny. I got it written down here. I thought it said Carolina. I was getting ready to say Carolina, but I'm like, no way in hell I got Carolina at number 5. It's the LAR, Los Angeles Rams. Kind of looked like a C, they all did. So the Rams at number 5. Big asterisk here, guys. Put an asterisk up if Matthew Stafford's healthy. Like, it's going to come down to that this year for them. If he's healthy, they got Devontae Adams. They might come slow out of the gate. They might come out of the gate slow just because of Matthew Stafford's health and his lack of being there in training camp and preseason to get that chemistry with Devontae Adams and Puka going. I got him at number 5. If I knew for a fact the Rams were healthy, if I knew for a fact that Matthew Stafford was 100%, they would probably be at 3 or 4 on this list. However, with that question mark, I took him back a spot or two. If Matthew Stafford comes out and looks like crap, I don't care if they win week 1, they're going to plummet down on this power rankings list. Now, number 2, 3, and 4, you can mix and match any which way, and no questions asked. Okay, I get it. But number 2, I got Baltimore Ravens. Number 3, I got Buffalo Bills. And number 4, I got Kansas City Chiefs. And I know Kansas City just beat both of these teams in the playoffs last year on the road. However, this is as we stand right now. I think on a neutral field, Buffalo would be favored over Kansas City. Baltimore would be favored over Buffalo, and so on. Again, if you have Kansas City at 2, Buffalo at 3, and Baltimore at 4, hey, that's a good list. You got KC, Buffalo, and Baltimore. Hey, I got you, okay? I hear you. But that's my list, okay? Kansas City at 4, Buffalo at 3, and Baltimore at 2. And number 1, we all know who it is. Say it with me. Dallas Cowboys. Just kidding, guys. It's the Philadelphia Eagles at number 1 with Saquon, Jalen Hurts, Nick Sirianni, A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Dallas Goedert. You got weapons for days, an amazing offensive line, a great young defense, and a head coach that is just gritty with it. They are just a very tough and talented team. They can beat you any which way, whether it's defense, offense, throwing the ball, running the ball, special teams, you name it, they can beat you. So until somebody knocks off the Super Bowl champs, they're going to stay at number 1, guys. So there it is, Big 10. Big Fish's power rankings top 10. Big Fish's top 10 NFL teams as we stand right now going into the NFL season. Let's go, baby. All right. Last season's bets. Talking about the long shots here. There's a few bets I want to talk about that we gave out in the Discord. If you're interested in our VIP package in our Discord, all of our bets that we place, touchdown props, sides, money lines, head on over to the Discord and subscribe. Super, super cheap. Monthly subscription. You can cancel anytime you want. If you have any questions, my DMs are always open. We had a Isaiah Likely, Kareem Hunt touchdown parlay that turned $25 into just under $500. We had a Tucker Kraft, Kyle Pitts, and George Kittle, a little tight end parlay that turned $10 into over $350. Will Disley, Brock Purdy, and Jameson Williams that turned $10 into $960. Tillman, 2+ touchdowns. Cedric, my guy, shout out to you, Cedric, for the Browns, $25 into over $1,200. We had a Trey Tucker, Lad McConkey, and Taj Spears that turned $13 into $1,670. And then we had a Romeo Doubs, Tucker Kraft, and Trey Tucker, where Doubs literally is this close to scoring a touchdown. Trey Tucker and Tucker Kraft both scored. So if Doubs catches that in the end zone, we turn $12 into over $1,400. Brutal beat. We also had our biggest bet of the season for a straight touchdown prop was late in the year on Brandon Cooks for the Cowboys. We had like $200 on him to score at plus 500, I think. Dude was so close in the back right left corner of the end zone, man. Woo-wee. You want to talk about a sweat. He didn't end up getting it. Very unfortunate, but still, feel like we were on the wrong side or the right side of that bet, regardless, even though he lost. So if you're interested in those long shots, guys, definitely hit us up. Join our Discord. We got some pretty cool guys in there just to chat about bets and pick Big Fish's brain. The last bets that we placed, we only had 2 in the Super Bowl. These were our favorite props of the bowl. Usually we have like 5 to 10 for big games like the Super Bowl. But again, we only showed value on 2. That was Jalen Hurts, anytime touchdown score. Bang. He had 2. That was an easy cash. Then our biggest bet was on Saquon Barkley over. It was either 22.5 or 23.5. I should be throwing it up here. Green right now. Easy cash. Again, I think he had 24 or 25 rushing attempts. Okay, I just thought Sirianni was going to pound the ball. Big game. You're going to lean on what you do best, which is run the football, establish, and run it down their throats as well. Whether they're up 20, down 20, they're going to keep running the ball. So that's why we took that. Those both cash. So if you're into sports betting like that, hop on over into our Discord, guys. Join on up. DM me if you have any questions at all, and I can get you in there. Now, let's talk about Week 1, Thursday Night Football preview here. Philadelphia, defending Super Bowl champs, hosting the Big D, no Micah Parsons, Dallas Cowboys here. This line opened around 7, 6.5, and has been bet up after the Micah Parsons news to like 8, 8.5 on some books. This is a tricky one, guys. Very tricky. I mean, who are we gonna see? Okay, I feel like we all know what we're gonna see from the Philadelphia Eagles. We all have a general idea of what we're gonna see. We're gonna see a physical team that leans on the run, nice play action from a dual threat quarterback in Jalen Hurts. You got two really good wide receivers in A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith. I think they might be better than Jamar Chase and T. Higgins, but you didn't hear that here, okay? They're going to be number 1 or 2 in wide receiver duos. All right, let's just, arguments aside, number 1 or number 2. Great tight end, Dallas Goedert. Great running back, probably best running back in the league right now, hands down, Saquon Barkley. Just got voted top number 1 NFL player of last year. We know what we're getting. Really good defense, young defense. Quinyon Mitchell, Cooper DeJean as cornerbacks. You got Jalen Carter up front. Really, really good pass rush, run D. We know what we're getting with Philly. No questions about it. We know what we're getting. What are we going to get with this Dallas Cowboys offense and defense now that Mike is gone? Man, we do not have money on a side in this game. We do not. All right, hand up. I do not have a dog in this fight. However, hanging 8, 8.5 for a divisional underdog is so enticing. So enticing, man. Especially when you have a new head coach and a potentially potent offense in the Dallas Cowboys that could put up some serious numbers. We call that variance, guys. Dallas Cowboys might be the most variance team as far as offense this year. Like right out of the gate, because we have no idea what to expect. No idea. Their running back group is kind of questionable. Javonte Williams, they brought in for Denver. He's had a few down years after that injury, really not explosive anymore. They brought in Miles Sanders, who used to play for the Eagles. Also, a little fun fact if you believe in betting on those revenge games. Also went to Carolina after that, and they drafted a guy, I believe his name is Jaden Blue. I forget, out of Texas? Maybe. I don't know. I can't remember. Anyways, we don't know what we're getting from this Cowboys offense, but they do have potential. They have potential to be very, very good. Jake Ferguson, George Pickens from Pittsburgh, CeeDee Lamb. Those three right there alone with Dak's ability to like threaten deep, threaten every blade of grass on the field. People forget just a few years ago, he was in MVP conversations. Dak Prescott. That's what I'm talking about. So if I had to lean aside, I would probably lean Cowboys plus the points. Maybe like for a long shot, you got to sprinkle on the money line, divisional dog, and just hope that the Eagles come out flat with a new offensive coordinator, flat from a Super Bowl hangover, flat from the ceremony whenever they hand out the Lombardi and stuff and raise the banner and all that jazz. And just hope that the Cowboys come out with something to prove as far as new quarterback. New head coach, quarterback coming off an injury, new wide receiver in George Pickens. He's playing for a contract, guys. You just gotta hope. I mean, I could see this being a blowout really easily, but I also feel like every single square is on Philly money line, Philly minus the points. Wouldn't surprise me if over 30% of the survivor entries are on Philadelphia. It wouldn't surprise me at all. I know you got to play the odds like that. I get it. I'm not telling you not to take Philly. I'm just saying I don't have a dog in the fight, but if I had to lean, I would go Dallas plus the points. I feel like you got to. The variance, the unknowns with them are just so high. They could make this a one-score game, guys. They very well could. They have the weapons. If their offensive line plays good, gives Dak time, Pickens is going to get open. You mean to tell me you wouldn't trust George Pickens in one-on-one or CeeDee Lamb? Who are they going to double? If they double somebody, they're going to leave somebody one-on-one. So, I don't know. That's my 2 cents. If I had to, I would probably predict it 27-20 in favor of Philly. Might sprinkle on that exact score. I wonder what that's got to be like 20-1, right? 21 odds on that, but hey, So 27-20 is our prediction for that game in favor of Philly. We would like the Cowboys +8, +8.5, but we're staying away from it. We do have bets on a few Week 1 games. Looking at it right now, if I had to, again, we're probably going to bet 1 or 2 touchdown props in this. I'm looking at Schoon for Dallas. What's his last name? Schoonmaker? Schoonmaker, Dallas Cowboys. Yeah, Luke Schoonmaker. We'd be looking at him. We're looking at Turpin. We're looking at Blue. And also A.J. Brown. We haven't put anything on it yet. But if you're interested in seeing exactly who we bet, when we bet it, what book we bet it, and also what odds, check us out on the Discord, guys. I appreciate y'all for watching this. If you enjoyed it, hit that subscribe button, guys. We're going to be bringing this to you multiple times a week, talking about different games, different matchups, college football, NFL, guys, sports betting, the top storylines and hottest takes in the NFL, guys. Welcome into the Lake Sports Talk. I appreciate y'all for joining us here. Hope you guys have a great day and an even better weekend, guys. Let's get it. NFL's here, y'all. NFL's here. Come on now. Come on now. Let's go.